Hello, welcome back. It's going to be a bit more of a chilled out one today. So I thought, I've had a fun time with Formula Legends. Why not continue? It's currently a nice looking day. It's not as sunny as it was yesterday, but yeah, it's a good looking weekend. I think it's a bank holiday as well. I am, I've been pretty excited with the new Formula E update that that Formula Legends has released. There was, 3 generations. The Gen 1, which is about 2015 or so, and Gen 2 and Gen 3 Evo. All of them have the modern style liveries, but it's really, really fun. Okay, for some reason it doesn't seem like you can hear me. Don't know what's happening with that. Just having a look in the background because, yeah, I can't hear a thing that's going on right now. But in case you can't hear me, at any stage, do let me know. Ah, that's better. A bit of a tweak, and now it's all working now. So yeah, it's been a good weekend, and thanks to those who watched my Formula Legends video. It was a fun one, and one that I turned around fairly quickly, but I still feel like I got as much out of it as I could. Unlike Assetto Corsa, you can't really do the fancy highlights. There's no drone cameras or anything like that. There is a photo mode. That's about it. But before we get stuck in, I do want to say that to show off a few things, really. So first up, over the last while, I've been creating a bit of a guide on how to start sim racing, because quite a lot of you in my previous videos have been really excited about some of the cars, but you just don't know how to get stuck in. Or you may have done it in the past, but things have changed. So what I have done, and you should be able to see it now, is that I made a bit of a guide. I know it's in Google Sheets, but at least it should be accessible to everyone. So I have a bit of a welcome introduction, but there's a bit of a list on how to start playing with Assetto Corsa, especially if you want to have a go at the historic cars. So it's starting from scratch, so you can just get in and have fun. Soon enough, I will have a video about this, and this may be happening a bit sooner than I expected, as my Assetto Corsa is actually on the blink. But yeah, there's a bit of a guide on how to get started. A little bit on Automobilista 2, which is also a really fun game. A small bit on other fun games you may like with a bit of a note. Whether that's a sim racing game or a bit more of a relaxed one. Or even strategy like Golden Lap here. And Golden Lap is it's a strategy game, a team management system that recreates or is celebrating the 1970 decade. So going from the cigar shape just before the dawn of turbos, just before that. But it's surprisingly fun, and I haven't showed it off just yet. There's also a note about equipment, and just really that you can get started with anything and have a lot of fun. As well as that, I have a list of the cars that I've driven on streams, on YouTube as a whole. So that could be some of the shootouts, or if there's a bit of a history about one of the cars, it's also here. So if you like the cars that I've been driving, I made a big old category here, including a bit of a note on if they have been in videos, which every single one here pretty much has. I'm also writing up the videos that they've been in, so you can get to grips with the cars and hear them roar. I've done a similar thing to the track list as well. It's a bit shorter, thankfully. I do know that there are better or more comprehensive track lists. For example, there's one called by a user called Breathe. I think I have a note here as well about that. Yeah. So if you want every single track, that's there. But if you want to see the ones that I've driven, I've got them listed here. This is just version 1, but I'm planning to tweak it as I go, including potentially, and I've only just thought of this, so there's no presentation at all, but an idea of, if you do like historic racing, there's loads of it online, whether that's an archive of old races by IMSA or the modern day Goodwood videos. So I just want to be a good place to say, hey, welcome. I hope you seem to enjoy racing. I hope you enjoy sim racing with us. Make it welcoming. If you have any tips on how I can improve things, anything you'd like to see or things I need to tweak, let me know. I currently have a link to this whole document in this YouTube description, and it should be on every upcoming video, at least for the next while. So yeah, just a small introduction about that. I will show off something else later, but for now, I think we should get started with the Formula E. So, they're Formula Legends, as I said before. They have the new Formula E cars, and they're back from when it started all the way to today. It's not perfect, but it's a really cool addition. That it's their first officially licensed DLC as well, and that is pretty good because if they're able to get licenses for Formula E, this could be a revolutionary moment for them, that they could get other series involved in this arcade game, whether that's Formula 2, IndyCar, NASCAR, whatever it may be, whatever they can get a hold of. It's got a lot of potential, and I see a good future for it. I think first off, I'm just gonna have a mess around with this game. Just get my head into it again, and we'll just go from there. If there's anything you'd like to see, let me know, and I'll show it off, hopefully. We'll just show you Formula Legends if you don't know it. So, it really celebrates Formula 1 from 1950s all the way to today. This may be a bit easier to show it off. That's fine. So they have different versions of each track, and you have to do a bit of a story mode to unlock them. The circuits may look slightly different, but it's got the feel of them. There's Monaco, kind of like a 60s version of it. And then there's the modern one, and Silverstone looks a bit different when you get to the modern version and things. Small things, but it really makes a difference. Really, really cool. So if we go, just show off the cars for a moment. So you have these late 50s cars, and you have their version of Fangio here, Maggio. You also have the into the 60s, and then different periods within the 70s. It's hiding currently, but you got the 70s and into the 80s, where you got the turbo power, and the cars feel different. They drive differently because of that. I presume that's Jacques Lafitte there in his Ligier. And this goes all the way up to today. They released a version for the 2026 pack. And that is actually a surprisingly good way to have a look at the new regulations. Things have changed with the batteries and things. But surprisingly, an arcade game is one of the best ways to understand it. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You got all of Formula 1, even though they have nothing licensed here. You can see Fernando Alonso is recognizable, but it's not exact. But then if we move over to the new collection here, right hand side is the Formula E. It has, we go for something like that, yep. 6 tracks, only one version of it per. So it doesn't have classic, vintage and modern, but you have the Miami track, the Berlin, Tempelhof, you've got China, Great Britain, Japan and Brazil, which is one of my favourites. 6 is a good place to start. I could see them doing a lot more if they wanted to, but yeah, it's pretty cool to see all of this. But then way more excitingly, each team is here. You have Jake Dennis, who is one of the real drivers. You have Andretti Formula E, which is one of the real teams. And you have their liveries, and sure, everything's a bit more arcadey and cartoony in some degree. But it's just awesome. So I'll just show it off here. Then we may go into a bit of a quick championship or something. It all moves very quickly, so a lap in one of these tracks is usually about 40-45 seconds. It's all very speedy. But what you have to think about is the battery. And the battery management can mean that you're either at the front of the grid or you're stuck right at the rear if you haven't even run out of it. So Formula Legends, there is fuel generally. As we get knocked to the side here, there is fuel usually, and there's tyre wear. With Formula E there isn't any tyre wear, at least for the arcade competition. If there's any rain or anything like that, they don't go, with the arcade mode here, they don't go for pit stops to replace the tyres. It's all slightly different, but battery management, getting attack mode, if you know Formula E, you know how important sorting out that strategy is. Getting those details right is super key. You have 3 modes, and you'll see that as the orange bar on the bottom right hand side. The mode I'm on right now is standard, where it's just you're not too fast, but you're not the slowest mode. And then you have the lightning bolt, which means that you have a lot higher performance, and you're a bit more agile as well. You can get through the corners way better, even though I missed that apex. And the final one is eco mode, when it means that you can regen and you can build up all of the energy you lost. You're not going to win if you stay in eco mode the whole time, but you won't get to the end if you stay with the aggressive power mode. It's a bit of a balance. Regardless of the generation, they all go by the same rules, so everyone abides by the Gen 3 Evo rule set, which means that there is a pit stop, but you don't swap the cars. And that distinguishes Gen 3 Evo compared to Gen 1 and Gen 2 there. You can also feel other elements, such as there's a pit boost. So once you come out of the pits, you kind of get stuck into the aggressive mode for a limited time, usually about a lap. That's only a thing quite recently, if not in the last year, so it's really quite a modern view to the past, but that's what this game has been. I should say that the 6 tracks, they officially licensed teams, which is as well as just the whole mode, is £7.99. Formula Legends does have a few different DLCs. Oh, quite a few now. This is one of the more expensive ones, but it's a whole new set of rules. And to get licenses, you're gonna have to up the cost. For me, I'm enjoying it. I like Formula E. I like this game. But I could see other people thinking about its cost. But I'm having a great time with it. So we're going to go into the pits now. We'll leave that Lola be. This is very similar to the rest of Formula Legends, so you have to do a quick time event there. Pit stops will usually last just about 5 seconds. It's a bit more key to get track position in Formula E than it. So because of that, you don't want to stay there refueling to 100%. Just be so far back. Even without the official sponsors, they've done a great job of bringing this track to life. Berlin Tempelhof, which I believe they are here this weekend. So it does look like this. It has the white feel. So even if it is a bit cartoony and everything's a bit squished to fit that aesthetic, it does feel right. As well, in the bottom right, there is a blue section. It's currently not filled up, so it's just a black bar. But that is my attack mode percentage. Unlike the real Formula E, where they just have to get between the 2 lines and to activate attack boost, which increases performance and their I don't know about agility, but their overall performance. In this game, you have to stay on that bar for as long as you can. Eventually, you'll build it up to 100%, and then attack mode starts. It's a bit odd, but yeah, it's not exactly the regulations, but I can see it being a bit of fun. Attack mode, you can't change how long you have it for. In the real one, you could have 4 minutes and 4 minutes, or 6 minutes and 2 minutes, whatever it is. This, it's 45 seconds each and every time. So yeah, slightly different dynamics to Formula E itself, but it's so cool to have this in a arcade game. You have Formula E officially licensed with R-Factor 2, which is awesome, and virtual racing cars mods are also pretty great. Sometimes you don't want to bother with sim racing, you just want a bit of quick fun, and this gives that in buckets. So we're currently in 3rd place. We have Dan Tickton ahead, and we get past St. Maloney, so we are up to P2. We have 24% to charge, which should be enough to get to the end. I can get back onto eco mode if needed. I nearly ran out of charge the lap or two before, so really gonna have to keep my eye on it. We're streaming, you're talking the whole time, so there's a lot of plates to juggle. So, we come to that quick introduction. After 10 laps, we are first from the back. of the grid, which is pretty fun. This isn't... So, if you want challenge, you can have the difficulty way, way high. But if you want to just chill, you can do that as well. So, yeah, you don't have to be fighting aliens just because they have the official names. So as well as Gen 3, you have, or Gen 3 Evo I should say, you have the Gen 2 which, when did that come in? About 2019 or so? Maybe incorrect on that. As well as Gen 1 which is kind of 2015, 2016 style era. I'll say they don't feel that different, but it's nice to have, you know, that bit of history included in the game. If I go for just another quick one to start off with, let's move the difficulty up to hard for a moment. And then let's do Japan. That is one I haven't done too much of, but we're gonna see how well I do. As you'll see, all of the liveries are from this year, and especially following this, the second race's skins, because Andretti is the bright yellow instead of being the red, white, and blue. But all of these drivers are from this year as well. Some people like Sam Bird aren't included in the Gen 2 category. Actually, McLaren Neon or whatever isn't here at all. But the fun still comes across, which is pretty good. So if we go for the Lola, I do love the look of it. Actually, today we'll go for the Nissan, why not? And we'll just have a quick test of this. So, without qualifying, once again we are at the back, which is going to make things a lot more tricky, because with that difficulty slightly higher, the AI do take quite a big step up. Oh, nearly hit the Nissan behind me. Oh, that was a bit weird. Not seen that one before, but AI struggling to get around the corners. If that continues much longer, I'll just get that reset. Don't know what's happening with those guys. This time it's raining though, so that could make things interesting. We are up and going. We are past Max and Günther. Our teammate Nato sweeps past us, but thankfully we're okay. Don't know what's happening with those other cars. Hopefully that's not a big issue. Rain is quite a thing to be aware of in this game. Doesn't feel too bad here. But if you're doing something like mid-70s F1 cars and you're going around the Nürburgring, it is struggle city. Super, super tricky. Okay, that is one lap finally. I believe this is the correct layout for Formula E being in Japan as well, which is... Yeah, I think the Tempelhof is right, so I think this is right too. So cool to have this in an arcade game. Even if I don't know where I'm going with this track. Really need to get my attack boost on soon. That was an issue. Bit of a wheel spin. That was a bit messy there. We have dropped about 4 or 5 places. But yeah, as it's an arcade game, you don't have to worry about damage too much. But yeah, battery management is super key. I'm already left with just a quarter. Yeah, left with just a quarter, so building that up so I can actually get to the end is a bit tricky. I'm currently using a controller for this. You can use a wheel, just haven't set that up too much just yet. I think the feeling's pretty fun on a controller. The steering, at least with these cars, it can take me a bit off guard. You know, it gets into the corner quicker than you think, which means that I do hit the barriers and whatnot. We are not doing too well here just yet. Still towards the back thanks to that incident. But yeah, with the AI being higher, it's a lot harder to get in. It would be nice if, you know, medium and hard difficulty had a bit of a middle ground. But yeah, that's just how it is. Down to 10% of charge. We're gonna just gain a bit of battery here. Maybe up to this corner. Very soon we'll have to pit. Let's do that next lap. Some people have already gone early, so let's see how that goes for them. It is pretty fun that the AI do choose to have different strategies. They don't all barge in midway through the mandatory pit stop. They make it up as they go along, and it's fun, it's nice. I will say as well, the attack mode, you see that the numbers counting down, 10, 9, and then 8. So once you do attack mode in this game, there's a cooldown, which does take a few laps to... what's that up? Yeah, which does take a few minutes to build back up again. And then finally you can take your second attack mode if there's enough laps to do it. Whilst pit stops are mandatory, the attack mode isn't, which I find a bit weird. You know, the mandatory pit stop, if you choose to not take it, you don't gain that much, you know, on the track. You lose way more. There's 60 seconds worth of penalties for not taking the pit stop. It's just huge. Meanwhile, if you don't do the attack modes, it doesn't really matter. It does seem that waiting's a bit peculiar. Potentially I should have repaired my car a little bit, but it doesn't seem as fast when it hits 79% durability. We are being overtaken, I think, by Verline. Or about to be, rather. How can they... Trying to get to the apexes hit. Still can't do it, but... Yeah, hemorrhaging speed. Well, at least feels like that. nearly 50% worth of attack mode, so I need to do a bit more, building up. I'll get there eventually. Let's go back to standard batteries just to make sure that I can properly use the attack mode later. This might be enough here. Ah, so close. So we are 3 laps, or 2.5 from the end. We have just got attack mode. We'll be able to use all of that before the race ends, which is hopefully going to help our position. Even without having to get out of the barrier, this is still quite a tricky event, nearly being lapped on the hard mode. I'm not too bad at racing games, usually. But I definitely feel not that good in this one. I mean, very capable at the medium difficulty, but hard and very hard is out of my abilities for now. Bit of practice, I'm sure I get there. Ah, so that's what happens if you get to 0% battery. Because I was looking elsewhere. It builds, it returns to eco mode, which just builds up as it goes. There isn't really the brake regeneration. So thankfully, you're not totally, stranded on track if you get all the way down to 0%, which is nice. To return to eco mode again. Give the countdown to finish before we get a DNF. Not too long to go here. %4 on the road and 14 by the end. That's okay. Good to show these cars off. Nice. So why not do a quick championship? Everything will be quicker because well, the laps are so short. But if we do 6 laps, sorry, 10 laps, 6 races, let's bring it down to that normal difficulty. And let's go with that. So we start off with USA, China, Great Britain, Japan and Brazil. Let's just test everything. One kind of hope for the future is that some of the Formula 1 tracks are enabled for the Formula E cars. These guys do Monaco, they do so they do circuit tracks anyway. I think they're at Havana just a few weeks back. And to not have that in this feels a bit weird. It would be fun if we can just have fun with everything. But that's just, it's early days with this DLC. Anything could happen. We had a look at Gen 1. We had a look at Gen 3 Evo. Why not do Gen 2 for this set? Let's go for Zane Maloney in the Lola. And let's get going. presentation for this collection is slightly different, a bit more affiliated with the Formula E style compared to, you know, the F1 1960s, F1 1980s, different looks. So we start at the back of the grid, 5 red lights, and we get a perfect start. Immediately going for the aggressive power strat. Nearly making contact with our teammate. That Mahindra was very low there, or Tara. A few weird lights from people, but it's going to be a corner cut. Can have penalties in this. I think it's eventually a drive-through or something. Maybe just add a time. All the way wide, but that gives us a bit more of our attack mode bar. Jake Dennis, who's one of the great Brits in Formula E. Lots of them, actually, in Formula E. And I'm sure you all know that, you know, a lot of these Formula E drivers are part of IMSA or mainly WEC. That is quite cool to see that, and kind of even the ex-Formula E guys may be in consulting roles for, you know, the big hypercar teams and the people that really need to manage battery or whatever. These are the experts. So Nick de Vries is in the Toyota, and he can't always do these Formula E events and whatever if there's a clash. I do like that kind of thinking where, you know, drivers try to do everything. Kind of like back in the day when F1 drivers would do sports cars, Formula 1, Formula 2, like Graham Hill, for example. We make our way all the way up to P2 with a healthy amount of attack mode left. Of course, this is the Miami track, which F1 are at this weekend. A lot of it is recognisable. I wonder if there's the fake lake or whatever where they have the pretend boats. There's the shortened layout, as you'd expect. I wonder if that will change with the new cars. The Gen 4 is way faster, and that could mean full circuits could be utilised. Would that take away from, you know, Formula E's, you know, heart? I don't know, but it is cool that they get to finally share the circuits with, you know, the big guys. We've got a nice lead over Berlin, but, you know, if you make one mistake, it's actually quite costly in this game. It's easy to lose a second. Okay, so we are coming towards the pits again, just after this hairpin. Redenning a bit as we go in, so pit stops can be a bit shorter. X, so we got all of the, so we've got a perfect pit stop, all of the buttons correct. We are back out in P10. Don't know where everyone else is on their pit strategies, but find out as we go. Go to the inside, making quite the move on Boemi there. I see Berline's pitting now. Maybe a few of them following. down the hill again. Another one pulls off. We climb our way to 6th. Pretty good. Whilst these cars are very capable in the corners, excuse me, I say as I get track limits, where you really have to be careful is on the big long straights. It may sound a bit weird, but they are. It's so easy to just waste all of your power down the big straights that you're sitting duck if you're left in eco mode. So now we are up to P4. Doing okay here. Really need to get the attack mode though. In this game there's, per track, there's 2 places where you can gain a bit of attack mode. Again, slightly different from real life again, but I don't mind it too much. There we go. We are in performance mode and attack mode, so we've got a lot of power. We can chase down the podium. If that's a real position, it's a good day for Mahindra. Slipstream, we get past Dennis, we get past Mortara. Regenning as we get behind Reese. Bit of a knock into him. Nowhere to go there, but we did gain a bit of battery. Okay, he goes into the pits. We are in first place. Just need to not do anything silly. Through this chicane for the final time. Up over the crest. With 7% charge, which is slightly too high to be honest. But yeah, I'm first place. Nice to see Lola doing well. So that is a full sweep of 25 points. And then another 4 from our teammate. Good to see Degrassi doing okay, as it's, I think, his final year in real life. Okay, to Berlin now. We are in the Tempelhof Airport. One of the circuits they've been to quite a lot of times. Some places do choose their venue every few years. I think in the US they did Long Beach at one point. Then contact with exactly what? Oh, AI are making really weird lines. It's a bit of a survival there. Yeah, USA used to have Long Beach and now it's up in Miami. The UK used to have Battersea Park in London. I ended up seeing it there, which is really, really cool. But the next moment, it's the Excel Centre, where it goes underneath into the building and things, which is a fun choice. And finally, I think they're going to move on from there. can't remember what's happening with that. But Berlin, I think apart from 1 or 2 years, it's been on it for pretty much since the beginning. Quite a stalwart. Yeah, climbing up the way. Morkara is pretty quick with his attack mode. 5 seconds from me now. Porsche of Berlin joins his teammate. And we are up to 4th place. Bit wide there. Then we get attack mode. And away we go. Not sure if you saw my post saying that this stream will happen at 5 PM today, but I did also say that I may be able to try RaceSimStudio's new Formula 1 car. Instead of Corsa, for some reason, it's been on the blink the last 2 days, which is quite a shame. I can drive with my wheel for anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute to 30 seconds. Then the wheel's disconnected. Then I lose all of my USB slots and then reboots. It's really, really weird, but you know, you can't race like that. I may have to do a fresh reinstall of Assetto Corsa because of that, but I will be showing off that RSS V10 1990 car based on the McLaren of that era. It's slightly harder than the V12 Ferrari that they also did, and if you do have the Ferrari, it would also say to pick up the McLaren. You know, you're ready to join that category, so yeah, to drive 1990, would that have been Senna and Berger? Can't remember who his teammate was, but yeah, to drive that proper Marlboro McLaren, yeah, a mod that's been done super well. It's really, really cool. So I'll try and get that sorted. Hopefully it'll be okay for later, but after 2 days of it not working, I don't know how that's gonna go. Whilst I'm there, I may also have a go at virtual racing cars, Formula E cars, just to have a bit of fun that way. It's a very different experience versus this game. But yeah, their Gen 2 and Gen 3 cars are pretty good fun. Quite an experience. There's difficulties when braking and they only have front brakes and they lock up if you look at them wrong, kind of thing. If that all fails, so could try something else, whether it's RaceRim or AMS2. Those, at least AMS2 definitely seems to work. Hit my teammate along the way, getting track limits as well, that is less than friendly by me. So yeah, those other sims work, just not Assetto Corsa, and when it goes wrong, it's really big going wrong. It's a bit of a shame, but there's alternatives. Could also do a bit more the Formula Legends. Have a go with the F1 cars. So yeah, we'll see as we go. Got Mitch Evans ahead of us here. The Kiwi, the New Zealander. We did get past him in time, but that's it for our attack mode. Nice sweep around that last corner. Ericsson's gone into pits. They're tricky around that. The Formula Legends, if you don't get your lines right, you do lose a lot of time, and there's no real rubber banding like you get in other arcade games, which, you know, it's a bit more authentic fun. Onto the last lap. We've got a nice gap over the other guys, so I may have to tweak things after this race. Yeah, 3 seconds to Mortara, 12 to the 13 to the Porsche behind him. Okay, we are first again. It's nice to see the Lola do so well. Currently, it's the Porsches, the Jaguars, and a few other guys. Sometimes the Coopers do okay, but the Citroen too, I think. The debut guys. The Lolas aren't at that point currently. It's the Porsche, especially. But yeah, the Lola does look good. Half the joy, isn't it? Yeah, I think we're gonna have to tweak something here. So we got 54 points as the Lola team. So I think what I'm going to do is put the race up to hard difficulty. And the remaining races, we'll just see where we go. Let's pretend that the Lola was... No. All of the other races were disqualified or something. Don't know. But we go for just a very quick qualifying. We may be able to get from the back. So away from the back, rather. So to start off with, we are in China, which is a fun track, a lot closer to, you know, the standard circuits that you get for Formula 1. I mean, it is that circuit. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, we have the, you know, that China, is it the monkey tail? Or whatever it is, you know, that really long curving turn one is there. That's not going to help. Let's pretend we didn't see that. Okay, so again, getting that curve thing slightly better. Don't have to deal with any durability or, you know, power modes. It's just, it's all go, all gas. Like the rest of them, it's a nice looking circuit. It isn't totally flat, which is nice. It's, you know, just a few details on undulation or whatever. It does help. Makes the place a bit more to life. Through that tight section, not the cleanest, but we made it. Come to the line with a 44.2. And you can see the qualifying is still pretty hard. How you get from that medium difficulty to just one step up just feels impossible. So let's see if we can do anything to not be 14. Three lights, 4 lights. Get a good start. One part. Take the inside here. All weaving ahead of us, but they are far faster than us, at least it feels, through those corners. In Formula Legends, I will say that you often don't want to use the brake, even really at all. It feels, and is, way slower than just coasting in. And when you already have a deficit of skill versus the AI, you need those tiny bits. It all adds up. Let's go a bit wide for the attack mode. 46%. Sticking with DeVries and Mortara here, which is pretty nice. Throughout the race, you don't know how much battery your opponents have. It's not revealed in that dramatic way that they do it. DeVries is way slow there, but Mortara will just be gone here. 40 seconds of attack mode for him. Slightly early on eco mode, I've lost a bit of time there. 86% now. Quick trip and will be faster than ever. Mortara's got 5 seconds left. Typical pace for attack mode, but we do get it. That is at lap 4, which is handy enough pace to have it. One full lap before we go into the pits and get a bit of a recharge. Bit of a jump over the curve there. Trying to keep everything clean here. As we go back onto our normal power level, we can be prepared to take the stop. Feels like quite a nice position right now. Didn't expect to be up so high, especially for qualifying right at the back. As you can hear these clicks moving between the different battery modes. I don't know, but I do wonder whether having eco mode in at the lower speeds is better than do you get more recharge that way, or are you just limiting yourself at the top if you put it on later? I don't know the specifics on how it works, but every bit of battery helps. I'm gonna go up to 70 something %. We'll have lost a bit of time doing that, but it does mean that we can stay fighting for a bit longer, stay a bit faster, for a better amount of time. So my best lap time is exactly a second slower than the guy ahead of me. It'd be interesting to see if I can get anywhere close to that just throughout the rest of the race. I hope I can, but yeah, we'll have to see. He's got attack mode right now, so definitely not going to beat him today. Well, at least on this lap, rather. Quite overcast day in China, it seems, but there is the variability for rain, which could add an interesting dynamic, but it doesn't seem like that for now. Again, 86% of track mode, nearly there, but feels far away, you know. Gonna build up a bit of eco mode as we go through here. Again, clobbering that barrier. Not getting a good exit onto the main straight because of that. We are in 5th place here. Quite a nice position with, you know, sandwiched for a moment between two sections. There's quite a train a bit behind us. Thankfully we're in the clear, but that Citroen is seemingly holding everyone back, which is I'm pretty grateful for. I was a far better exit there. P3 and 4 in the pits. Well, he came out quite slowly. Yeah, I said before that, you know, you don't really want to brake too much in this game. You just slow yourself far too much. But with this pack, you would have thought that the brake, you know, energy regeneration by braking would have been a bit higher. It's just really not the case. You just gain it back a bit more passively. But only when you're on that eco mode with the, which is the mode I'm on with the leap head. But enough about that. Somehow we got 3rd place. I didn't think I'd get that after being so far back in qualifying, but I'll take it. It's nice to be on the podium once again, and not just because the difficulty was lower. It's more challenging now, and we're rising up to it, maybe. Also a good moment for Degrassi, our teammate, so we get a good amount of points. 3rd in the teams this time around. Which one's next? Is it Britain? Yeah, we are doing the London E3. A lot of tight corners here, gonna have to be quite careful. Hugging all the way around. Even though it's, you know, my home E3 as it was, as it were. I don't really know this circuit too much. And, I mean, once you do, you can really know how far to push it with these cars. Like there, I have broken, could have gone flat. There are some tracks I do like a lot, and other ones I've just been enjoying. So, Brazil is a really fun one. and Berlin for me they're my favourite too. Oh, got stuck on the barrier. Just clipped the right edge of it. That's a shame. Okay, so we're not gonna get a good time, but anything can happen in the race, so we'll just have to see. I think even without that, we would have been at best 13th, but likely 14th, so didn't miss out on too much.
This is what Formula Legends is all about.
Okay. We can see all of our opponents ahead of us. Let's go chase them. Bit of a contact with the envision car. Car seemingly quite slow through there. And we're chasing a Porsche. Their line is really up for grabs here. Goes interestingly through that chicane. So we get the overtake. That's a rough corner. As was that need to be way wider there. Mistakes. So I have 3 cars squabbling behind, which is a bit of a saving grace right now. Let's go for attack mode increases. So close to that barrier. And again, well, these guys, you know, they can barely see where they're going because they're so low down. And how close they can get to each barrier is super impressive. I mean, they don't... So naturally, you can't get it right every time to make mistakes. But yeah, what they do is what any driver does, but it's really, really cool. So all 3 drivers ahead of us have activated their boost. And now we have a bit of a rough exit out of there, but we make it through. Got 21% of battery. Be enough for this lap, I hope, but if not, we may have to do a bit of regen. Not getting the full potential out of the boost because of that, though. Super close there. Only a few seconds, but that's it. No more attack mode. Not much battery left either. Gonna have to be a bit faster down this main straight though. There's so much time if I stayed on eco mode though. Oh, it affects everything. Acceleration, top speed, and also your turning, but it is especially brutal with the top speed. Once again, fairly steady here, 2 seconds ahead, and one of the other front runners, I assume, is already pitted, so I got a nice position, but not the best one. Gonna go into the pits here and see what we can do about it. a out just before Degrassi gets in. Added acceleration here so we can really get going. Our Evans does have that added acceleration too, but not for long. Super close there. Okay, Barnard goes in. So tight. It's hard to get any good line into there or out of some of those corners as well. It would definitely be easier with controller and not with a wheel instead of doing stupid moves like that, but I'm not too fast. Went way too deep there. Freeze in the pits. Pits out just ahead of us, but we have the speed. Let's go for this route. 85%, not too go now. A margin between barrier and a few tenths. So minimal. Okay, 17% of charge. And we have attack mode, which will not be enough to see us through. Just gonna take what we can get. Nice run through those corners, fairly clean. As much as I can hope for. Burn is already out, so Mets are definitely not going to be in first place here. But we can get, I think, the fourth. Yeah, the fourth. Although we have one of these red guys behind us. It's going to have to keep us honest. We've got 20% of charge left. Should be able to go all out to solidify these points. Oh, just went out of charge by the end. Okay, I'll take that. So we are more than halfway through this tiny championship with the new cars. There's enough to get engaged with this pack, but I could easily see them doing a bit more. So, you know, the Gen 4 cars will soon come out next year. I could see them, so is it 3D Clouds, the studio, having a Gen 4 pack, potentially with a few more circuits. You know, they were in Harama, which is a really fun track if you haven't had a go yet on Assetto Corsa or Grand Prix Legends, whatever and wherever you can get it. It's just a lot of fun. there's a lot of other places too, like Italy and things, so they have potential to do even more with this license. And if they're trusted to do Formula E, what else can they do, you know? So, with that, we have lost a place in the drivers' rankings to the Mahindra of Mortara. But we got a nice haul here. Good to have 27 points. A good haul, and for Lola too, as a team, 35 points. Where is the next race? Is that Japan? It is! Tokyo! So before I even get control there, the car has knocked into a barrier. That's not a good sign. Found that hairpin into another tight section. Yeah, Japan isn't one that I've really practiced too much with. So, yeah, I had a quick test at the beginning. It definitely wasn't clean. Okay, so we are down at the bottom here. 2 and a bit seconds to the next person. Ouch, okay. Once again, it's an uphill battle, even just to our teammate. Let's see what we can do in the race. 2, 1, and go. A good start, not a perfect one. They've all made contact. It is a Formula E race after all. Super dicey with the races. Yeah, it's not bad AI, or I think it's just very arcadey, so it doesn't really matter too much if you make contact. But I was pretty slow through that. One runner's really spread out quite a bit. Quite soon, quite early to do that. Yeah, that final corner is going to gain so much time on me. Eco mode, you just can't turn. One's gone for attack mode, and we've got it too. Don't think we're going to get there in time. Left the barrier again. That's a shame. I do know that if you hit, it remembers how much you have left of attack mode, and you know, if you have 27 seconds left, you have that stays. It doesn't get wiped out in the pits, which is nice. Once again, we're battling with our favourite friend called Tara. Struggling again. How are they so fast through there? There's just over 60 seconds left until we can get attack mode again. Which feels like quite a long way away. Let's just do a bit of regen here. Although Ericsson is pretty close to us. Can't take corners like that. I think we better hit in slightly early because of that. Heal up and take it on the chin. Okay, that is pretty good. Let's just go for the full battery. We'll lose a bit of a position there, but I think it's going to be worth it. Fastling with the pentakill. Fastling with the barriers. It seems to be, you know, all of us for the next while have gone into the pits, so definitely not going to beat Ericsson. We're 6 seconds away and he's done his mandatory. Rain's about to start, that could be interesting. These tyres are built to deal with everything for Formula E. The tanker tyres will deal with the rain and everything, at least for this game. So we don't have to worry about additional pit stops, but just general driving and prep can change a bit. That's better through there. Two people in the pit, so just about to exit. Yeah, lost one of them. Super close there. I can see the rain on the display now. Things could get interesting. Hey, attack mode once again. So we are in 12, which is not last, but definitely not first. That's deep again. Our teammate is going to be pretty close behind us. We're just going to have to accept that this is not my best track. I mean, it looks good, it's a fun track, but I'm not so fast with it. Gunter is getting away. %, left of our battery. With that, you can only just get to the end of the straight. Hopefully we can get into his slipstream and run away with it, but no guarantees there. Yeah, lost time and lost total battery. Did not pay enough attention. left the barrier, but we still keep going. Just one lap to go after this. Yeah, but having the eco mode on, it feels super lethargic. It doesn't want to turn, doesn't want to get on the straights or whatever. It's just a bit long. Alright, so Nick Cassidy and the Citroen has finished this lap. We are just over halfway round, so we'll get there in time. As long as we don't do stuff like that. Big old wheel spin there. But thankfully we don't lose out to our teammates. That was slightly too close to the end. Okay, so our best time did improve to a 46-second flat, but that didn't get us any points. We may be humbling down the championship list. Oh, not too far, but yeah, we're not going to win, but that's okay. And the grand finale of this Formula E Championship is in Brazil. It's a really fun track, lots of long straights, which is a bit challenging. And the section I'm in, it's a bit of a roller coaster, you know? You go through so many blank corners, excuse me, and at such a pace. Don't know why, but I do wonder why the tracks aren't in 2026 order, if these are the 2026 cars and those legs as well. Ah, that's the end of that lap. Okay. Yes, I think Brazil was the first base. And then Nick de Vries got in trouble and there was an issue with corner cutting and everything, so you'll see me hitting barriers a few times then. But yeah, the countries aren't in alphabetical order, they're just in any old order. A bit odd, but it doesn't really matter too much. In any case, you can just have fun with it. Bit of a mistake, and quite a hill to climb. Let's see what we can do here. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5, and we go off with a perfect start. Could be an interesting hit. No, everyone keeps it clean. That car gets into trouble and we get past the Jaguar too. We are back with Mortara. Good to see you again. He goes for a bit of the attack mode and we attack his front right. Yeah, these long straights. I've lost 60%, so I lost 40%, left with 60. And that's just after one lap, with a bit of changing of energy strats. It's quite a tricky track to get your strategy right. Because of that, it's a bit of fun. Ah, that's less than fun. Mistakes again, but we keep it going. lap 2 on lap 3. I'm gonna take the long way around to get more mode. Just less than half. That's okay. I'm gonna take the fight with Muller in a second with his speed boosts. And again. That's a shame. The middle of the lane there. So let's try something else. Because we have a bit of damage, enough to slow us down, and we're not going to win just by going halfway anyway, so let's just go for it. And see what happens. So 6 seconds in the pit stop itself. Did boost our fuel a touch. And now we have clean air and our pit boost. We have both of our attack modes still enabled. So we need to use them up at some point very soon. Still enough time for that though. I think. One day I'll get that corner right. Just take so much speed into it. A lot of people in the pits. And storm past them. They'll be pretty quick very soon. Get enough attack mode so we can come in, take that corner a bit more sharply. Yay, there we go. And clean through there. What a lap, you know? "12 seconds of attack mode. Okay, we're P8 after that. That was a pretty good run there. So just over 2 laps to get our attack mode again. That's gonna feel like such a long time, but it's not too bad. You know, still have enough time to properly use the next set of it. Got a side draft there for a moment. At this point, we cannot increase our attack mode percentage, so no point taking those lines for now. If you see me taking them, that's because I messed up the corner. If we stick on our big power mode for the moment, still 10% left of our battery, but if we keep that slightly higher, we can get into the slipstream, maybe? Not enough time. So we go into eco mode. It takes a long way around, so 3 physics slipstreams. That didn't work out great. Muller behind is going to be very fast. And now we have the attack mode 2 ready. Oh, ready to get ready. %. That's not too bad at all. So Muller behind is still behind. That is good. I didn't think he would. So I thought he would have blasted past by now. he gives us a good whack. We get into the slipstream mode. A bit more power recharged during that, which is very handy. Now we can go racing. Just one more lap after this. Not too long at all. We're in a nice position, but not the best one. Fifth is slightly better. We'll take that. Muller. Oh, Bella, is that? Anyway, the Jaguar is 5 seconds behind. Few more corners. Let's get on that attack mode. Let's scoot round. And here we are. Onto the main straight for the last time. And we get a P5. Nice. Yeah, it's definitely harder on that level, but that was pretty enjoyable. I like that. So not on the podium this time, unfortunately. If only our first 2 races counted where, you know, we were first twice. But with a 43.9, that is the best time of the whole race for anyone. The purple time. Nice. So, do we get 5th place in the drivers? Yes, we do. 37 points overall for us, and in the teams, we are just ahead of Porsche. 1 point between us. Okay, so that was your look at the Formula E racing. I'll play on for a little bit more, just gonna show off a few cars in this game. If you don't own any DLC, don't worry, these would be all base game stuff. Let's just go normal for this moment. And put tire degradation on. As you can see, I haven't unlocked everything just yet because of, you know, you do the story mode and that gets you into these positions. Why not do Australia? Yeah, that could be fun. There's a few more DLC now that for the tracks, which is, yeah, it's nice to get a few more, but not immediately needed. You know, you can really get your fill with the base game, and if you like it, then go for it. So if we're doing Albert Park, what would be fun? Let's do late 90s. Oh, the Stewart racing. So we have just Barrichello on this team. He doesn't have any perks, but you can see that other people like Jack Villeneuve have the steering perks and things. Just because Barrichello doesn't have it, doesn't mean too much. We can have a good time with him. Let's get going. A very different sounding car here, and you have to deal with the manual gearbox on this. You can do automatic, but you're faster if you do the gears. If you get the right gears. learning this track as I go, but I haven't yet got to Australia in the story mode. I'm still in the mid-70s, so enough of it's familiar, but enough of it's slightly confusing that I really haven't paid attention for the moment. Yeah, that looks like the last corner. And that is a 10th place. Okay. That's not bad at all. It's Mika Hakkinen. His McLaren is faster than Schumacher and Coulthard. I can see Damon Hill's Jordan has the special lanes. Yeah, it's not just one model for a generation. There's a few, which is nice to see that variety. Oh, big hit. One thing I will think to just rebind for this game is that the gears, instead of being, if you're on an Xbox controller, A and X, or any other, bit of a contact again with Coulthard. He's got a busted rear wing because of that. Yeah, instead of one of the standard ways to change gears, in the two bumpers, LB, RB, or L1, R1 on PlayStation, I'm just not used to it. When you're braking and trying to gear down, it's a bit hard to feel fast, and apparently to make the corner. Three track limits, that's not a good sign as we're only on lap 2. With this, yes, you don't have to take a pit stop. May help us just to get a bit more durability back. I think that's Frenson behind us. But we're up to a podium place now. Time penalty. It's my fault, but I should have done better. Over the curbs. Oh, okay, this is not my lap. Okay, for some reason, the car audio is completely stopped. Anything above good anything above mid revs. Why would mid revs cause that issue? Maybe pitting will help. Okay, bit more health, bit more fuel. Let's hope that's enough. But with 2 time penalties, it's never going to be that great. Is that a Jordan ahead of us? Maybe, maybe not. But just 5 and a bit seconds. I think we'll have some competition soon enough. Definitely a bit calmer now, a bit more serene. You can almost look at the scenery if you didn't get any more time penalties. Like a very clever driver. Hakkinen is in the pits. So he'll be already out before we even get there. Just avoiding the crack up there. Okay, they exit the pit right ahead of us. Sounds like the car audio did get fixed during the pit stop, so maybe that was an element of our damage or something. That's not gonna help things. Come on. They're gonna punch Jordan in the head. Hakkinen got a bit stuck with the other traffic. Nothing he could do there. Can we do something though? Yes, we can. We are ahead of the previous leader. Bit of contact there. Plenty of fuel, plenty of tyre wear left. Maybe, if I don't do things like that. With less tyre wear, you are... So with more tyre wear, than less tyre remaining rather, you lose grip, you're not able to turn as well, and also you get a bit of wheel spin. You want to be cautious with that. So you can lose so much time. Already, I presume Schumacher is ahead of us here. I assume he's pitted. We haven't got the fastest lap yet, but at least we're fairly consistent. At least compared to Hakkinen has the fastest time, but we haven't been able to keep at that speed. Perfect. 50% durability. This is when you really start to see the issues. But we are in Schumacher's slipstream. We finally got the fastest lap though. We're gonna have a slow one here, unfortunately. Yeah, cannot get round those corners as well as they used to. Schumacher is definitely safer now. Coming to the end of lap 9, we are about to start the final one after 10. Wheel spin. Come on, keep it together. Yeah, you can see that cars are definitely scuffed now. Hakkinen's behind, but we may be second on when finishing, but we're going to have so many penalties. It's not going to matter that much. Why not add another, you know? Okay, that's the end. How many penalties? Was it 5 or 6? What does that get us? Does it get us a badge? Do we get a medal? Just down to third, really? 5 seconds worth of penalties. But still a big coulthard. Maybe I need to take more track cuts. Okay, how about one more proper race? And then we'll see if we can get a set of courses running. If that doesn't work, then I'll figure something out. Japan could be a good one. How about Monaco, you know? Then if we go for... one of the older cars. Patrick Tambay or... who would that have been? Can't remember. I was going to say Winkelhock for a moment, but that's not... I don't think that's him. Didier Perrault... the Renault. Yeah, let's go for that. Why not? Some lovely artwork in this game. And as you can see by the sign above part of that artwork, these cars either have been modelled by or directly inspired by the virtual racing cars team, the modders that do a set of Corsa and a few other bits. So cool that they have such a part here. And they all bunch up. These tyres are massive. I haven't raced these guys yet, so this is quite cool. No, and let's pretend we didn't see that. Let's start again. Perfect start. Cut to the inside. Up to 8. That's pretty good. Only 14 riders here, which is naturally, you know, not the full grid, but is enough to really be entertained by. Especially as you're only doing short races anyway. We've made our way through. With a bit of a shoulder. And we're up to 5th place. Tyres and fuel doesn't look too bad. Back corner is so easy to make mistakes on. So easy to pull into sandbags. Mistakes. And a bigger one there. I don't know if any of you guys saw the Monaco Classic. It was super cool to see those historic Formula 1 cars going around the track. Whether they're actually there were Grand Prix cars from pre-war as well, but especially like the cigar-sized cars. Come on! Every time I get pushed into the back, stop pushing me. There we go, finally lets me give up. Yeah, it's so cool to see like the cigar-shaped F1 cars probably being raced. Some of them better than others, but you know, that comes with historic racing, but also Also, I guess just racing in general. Not everyone's going to be fighting for the first place. Okay, let's do this lap and let's then head in. And get a bit more durability. Cleanly through there, thankfully, this time. Left over there. Ah, shame. So, this game, if you've seen this advertised on Steam or anywhere else, I think it's on consoles as well, you may be more used to seeing it from this style of view. Proper top down, and I'm just so not used to that. I crashed quite impressively, excuse me, not speak. But there is also, you know, the opportunity to have custom cameras, which is a nice addition. Makes you feel like, well, you can control things a bit better. You get to see a new part of each and every track. Really see the work that 3D Clouds has put into it. It's also the Halo cam, as it were. This is a race to forget, I think. I don't know, let's finish it off. Yeah, it might by the end anyway. And Vane's about to start. Maybe I crashed at the best time. Maybe I'm a genius. Or maybe I should have picked Monaco. But in any case, let's try with the wets. We have a full set of wet tyres, full amount of fuel, and full health. We have raindrops on the screen, which is building quite quickly actually. Definitely not going to be fighting for any fastest laps here. We already had quite a lot of wear on our tyres. Maybe I was a lap too early. But we do have someone else here. I don't know who it is, but on the white dot cars, it's going to have someone to face off against. It's far faster through there. He goes into pits. Okay, lap 8. This is the four laps to go, including this one. Somehow we've got a green delta, even though we're in the rain. again. Just 60% durability of the tires. This game, there's very few moments to really breathe. You know, there's not a long straight where you can get a, you know, have a sip of water or something. But you're always working, trying to get yourself ready for the next corner. So even though it's an arcade game, it can feel intense. Maybe too big a word, but enough energy, you know, all around. You do need a bit of focus and not to chat for a live stream during it. But yeah, I do like Formula Legends. Has a lot of potential still, and it's nice to see, you know, a lot of people engaging with it. One of the more exciting arcade races and just arcade and just racing games in general right now. At least one of the more modern racing games that have actually come out. It's been a bit quiet on that side. Okay. Let's go through that. Through turn one. And we'll just have enough time to finish as long as we don't make any more mistakes. But Arnu is one. It's, you know, good for him. I am fighting these tires. Skidding. But we can make it to the line. Okay, it wasn't my best showing, I'll give you that. Okay, so what I will do is quickly have a test of Assetto Corsa, just to see if it works. I don't think it will. I've been trying to deal with the issues. No luck yet. I mean, I can use a controller with it, which is good. But I can't use a wheel, and when you're dealing with F1 cars, it's pretty difficult to race with that, without that, you know? You need that tactileness, the ability just to know where the car is so you can get into the corners. And this is a fairly tricky car. I'm just loading it in the background, by the way. Yeah, it's not an easy car. Compared to the other 1990 car by RaceSimStudio, the V12, the V10 is even more challenging. And it's fun because of that, but yeah, not easy. Let's just take Brands Hatch, why not? It's a great one. So in a moment, this will appear on your side. Yeah, I've been having issues where it's been about 30 seconds to a minute and 30 seconds worth of gameplay, and then it just crashes. It's been really annoying, as you can imagine. Assetto Corsa is my, you know, favorite racing game. I know this is off angle. I'm trying to fix that. Yeah, Assetto Corsa is my favorite game in the racing genre. I've been in so many hours. But just no luck right now. Okay, if we do this. Okay, I think that should work now. I will do a proper video of this soon enough, but this is a lovely machine. It is based off of the McLaren MP4, one of them. And let's see if the Assetto Corsa will like me. As you can hear, I moved over to the same field. So there'll be a few flexible tracks. And also, let's hope that this game doesn't crash the whole system or stream. If it does go, please just kick the game. Sound of this thing is so good. Say that. And you get to hear it for far too long. The game's crashed. And in a moment it'll disconnect my wheel. In doing so, it will disconnect the mouse. It's a cooking glitch. And I don't know what's going on. Right. I wish I could show you more. I really want to play more with it. And I don't think it's the mod. Well, it's not the mod. I had issues before. So yeah, gotta figure out what's going on. So yeah, I know that's not how I want to end this. So I'll just have a quick moment instead to say, a big thank you for all of you for watching. I've really been appreciating that. It's fun playing the games, but especially when you get to enjoy it with others. It's really good fun. I have been enjoying Formula Legends, and the Formula E pack that they have, it's really good fun. For me, it's worth the money. £7.99, but if you're not into Formula E or Formula Legends by itself, it may not change your mind. But yeah, I've had a great time with it. I will get Assetto Corsa working eventually, fingers crossed. And I've got videos lined up. I want to continue live streaming. I have the rally, the hot lapping, and just general fun whenever I want to. So yeah, I need to keep you all updated on all of that. So yeah, it's fun doing all the live streaming, and if you also like it, I'll keep going with the historic videos as well. Give you the rundown about classic cars, the people that race them, and just really fun moments in racing history. I'll hopefully be live streaming next weekend at some point. It's a bit busy, but yeah, I'll keep you updated again. But in the meantime, I want to say big thank you to all of you for turning out. And I'll see you all very soon. So thanks for watching. I've been Historic Sim Racing, and I'll see you next time.